probably about 30% of the food resources that we receive come from federal sources. Probably about 15% of our budget, or cash budget, comes from federal sources. Ever since the pandemic, we've continued to see the need increase. To give you an example, from 2023 to 2024, we've seen a 40% increase in those neighbors that are hungry and food insecure. So we're supporting close to 184,000 people across those 10 coastal counties. So roughly 12% of the population that we service are hungry or food insecure. That need continues to increase. If SNAP benefits are reduced, we will most likely, or I can say definitely, see an increase in need and an increase in demand from neighbors looking for food. Any cuts in funding will have a cascading impact across all aspects of supporting our families in need across our communities.
We work with local independent businesses and entrepreneurs. We support them, we help them connect to each other so they can learn from and do business with each other. And we direct the community to support the local independent businesses here because it makes us all well off. The percentage of our budget that's made up of federal dollars has varied over the years, usually between 15 and 30% of the budget, so it is really significant. We, in December, applied for a significant $800,000 grant from the U.S. Economic Development Administration. So we were very confident that we were going to be able to receive that multi-year grant. All that has changed and been put into question. Right now, we aren't fully staffed, people are dedicated, and everybody's sort of pulling out all the stops and taking on extra work. But if we don't get that funding, we're going to be looking for other sources of funding and we may have to shrink, which is the last thing we want to do.
We are an organization that is public facing, and about 85 to 90% of our operating budget each year comes from our gate through our admissions and concessions. But that means that gap of 10 to 15% is reliant upon contributions, and we've enjoyed several federal grants and subsidies over the years that have allowed us to fulfill our mission. It's that last 10% that really makes us a world-class resource in education and conservation. We have two programs that are at risk. One of those is our EE Just Fellowship program. And this is something that is funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. It was designed to serve graduates and postgraduates of the historically black colleges and universities, working largely in partnership with Savannah State University to create a pipeline to careers in science, including places like accredited aquariums and zoos. We've learned that we're not going to receive any further funding. So for this program to continue, we're going to have to look for private support. And this happens at a time when we were just about to expand it into our veterinary care and animal care programs. The other program that's at risk is with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. It's designed to support both Carolinas, South and North Carolina, in working with communities that are most in harm's way and vulnerable to the effects of climate change, catastrophic storms, rising sea levels and flooding. Federal dollars are critically important to us because they really are force multipliers. They allow us to do the work that fills in the gaps that the government simply is not able to attend to. And we apply our own talent and resources through matching funds and through the input of our experts, along with the federal dollars, to save wild places, to inspire and educate children, to create the environmental stewards of the future. And without that support, the scale and scope and the ability to really affect change is compromised.
Camp Happy Days works with children with cancer and their entire family. And in South Carolina alone, there will be 200 children diagnosed with cancer each year. We typically get some state funding, 20% or less of our operating budget, but it's critical. And the state General Assembly did away with all of the earmarks and special funding for nonprofits. It's gone. Once you've had funding for 10 years, your budget naturally grows. We know we can't continue to increase the numbers the way we have, not with the limited resources that we have. I feel like people are just kind of waiting. Let's kind of get through this and see what's going to happen. But you know, we can't do that with programs. We've already planned. Families are counting on us. So it's really critical that the people that do feel like they can contribute do it now.